To my best understanding of stocks, I'm no expert, but you do want to do your due diligence. First of all, if you're not invested, like if you just have money sitting, like, because we were just talking about it, like you kind of gotta invest.
Yeah.
Like if you have like 5,000 just sitting there like in your bank account, unless you're saving for something specific, like y'all gotta start investing.
Yeah, because the government's giving us money for free right now, and it's just kind of like that's why shit's about to start getting expensive. It just devalues our dollar. So the best thing to do is invest. And I know there's a lot of people who have like fear into investing because they don't know what to do. You got to learn. Like I'm one of those people who's afraid, but I got the first one today. But
nice. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'll try to separate myself from those people, but I'm still those people, you know.
Well, that's the thing, bro. It's just so much to like fucking learn, and like even the people that know so much are still like learning nonstop. But the big thing that happened, y'all probably will have heard about by now, is that GameStop shit. You seen that GameStop shit? Of course. That stock was going crazy. Basically, like earlier in the week, their shares were like $42, right? Now their shit's at like $350, $360. And I don't know how do we explain this?
Somebody made like $56,000 and then or he invested $56,000 and then came out with like 12 mil.
Yeah, dudes are making bank right now.
Crazy.
So basically, here's to my understanding of what happened, and this is actually like a crazy moment in stocks for y'all that like know about stocks or whether you don't. It's a crazy moment. So basically, GameStop, right? Everyone's assuming because GameStop's going out of business, and you have these big institutional traders. Fuck, I feel like I gotta unpack different shit for it to make sense about the shares and shit. Should I explain how shares work and like?
No, you don't have to do that. All right, so look, all it is that you have a stock from a company, public company, GameStop. Before it's very low value, not that high of a stock. People on a website, Reddit, decided to say, hey, everybody go buy this stock, right? And it's called a pump and dump.
But the thing is the institutionalized trading are usually the ones, so that's like hedge funds and like big ass corporations like Wall Street and shit. They're the ones that basically control the market in terms of volume, right? And that's how shares go up, you know. So if a big ass company, they're able to put billions into a certain stock and shit like that. So basically they're able to control the market. So if they start pouring billions into a certain stock, obviously the share prices are going to go up. And if you guys don't know what share price, basically if y'all have 100 shares and say I got each one for like 40, which is where it started at. Now all them $40 shares I had, multiply that by 100, but at the value that it's at now. So the shares are at 300 whatever, or say they're at like 350. Do that times 100. That's what you got now when you started out buying all them shits at like 40.
And how much percent did it go up? Like what was the?
It was like past 270%. But so the reason this shit happened. So like I was saying, institutionalized traders, they control most of the market, right? And they were all short selling, right? Which basically means you're predicting that a stock will drop. And everyone's assuming GameStop, they're about to go out of business, the stock's going to drop. So you got these big-ass hedge funds that are basically banking on that. They're going to make money off of it dropping, right? And that's would be control of the market. Then you have retail traders, which are like you and us, or anyone who's trading on the one who's not part of a hedge fund like that. Basically, through Reddit, through social media, through Reddit, a group called Wall Street Bets, they made a Reddit page and basically said, we're going to run up GameStop. So we're all going to start buying. So once everyone starts buying, it's basically like once you get that many people, it's almost like you have your own hedge fund because everyone is starting to buy this option. So all those institutionalized traders that were shorting it, that were going to profit off the drop, they're all fucked because it just went up. And a huge one called Melvin Capital is a huge hedge fund, right? They just lost $3 billion.
Oh, shit.
No, it's really called Melvin Capital. They just lost $3 billion off of because they were shorting it. They were going to profit off the drop. But since it shot up like crazy, almost at 300%, now they just lost $3 billion. So basically it's like the people just fucked over the big ass hedge funds. And they're calling it's like manipulation of the market, but it's literally, in my opinion, what institutionalized traders do to the market anyways.
Exactly.
From what I know. I'm definitely no expert. I'm like a 2-month-long researcher, 3-month-long researcher. I'm not an expert, but
good as book he's reading.
Oh yeah, you like that? You know what I'm saying? Good little book. But it's hard to explain because like as I'm getting the feel for certain things, I'm knowing the stuff that I didn't understand. So I'm trying to think in my head like what questions would I have, like how do shares work, shit like that. But what do y'all think about this shit, man? Because some bread to be made.
Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like it's happening. It's like one for the people, and then it's like $1 trillion on the bigger companies, you know.
But the thing is, like, usually in trading, since the companies control the stock, at least from what I've learned, like, you want to go with them because they're going to control the stock regardless. This is a case where, like, they literally went directly against all those big ass companies and fucked them all over.
You think we could do that again? Like,
that's
a big Reddit. Oh, a Nokia one. Okay, so now there's gonna be a bunch that's gonna pop up because of that, right?
It's gonna be funny when this drops, and like we don't know what the heck's gonna be happening.
Oh,
by the time this episode drops.
No. Look,
like,
look,
don't buy. We don't know what's gonna happen.
I'll put it this way. If this episode drops and Nokia and AMC don't do anything similar to what GameStop did, I'll be a very disappointed man.
Basically,
that's pretty much it.
He had to sell his house.
Basically, I'm gonna take a fat L. But
you got options?
I got options. I got some shares. Man, I was mad because I actually I was not a moneymaker in GameStop. But man, y'all got to think how the shares work. You could do the math, but let's just imagine you put, if it was $40 shares, let's just imagine you put $80 in. You own 2 shares. Now imagine each $40 share is now 300 and something. Even off just owning 2 shares, you would have made some bread back. So I feel like if you got money like saved that you're not gonna be fucking starving, like it's just sitting in your account if you're not doing shit with it. But I would say like try to educate yourself because you could lose money just as fast as you make it.
Don't be like me. Trump cost me a lot of money. Don't be like me. I think it's pretty cool how that the people have the power to not only fight against major corporations and businesses, but also enrich themselves financially. Because for a long time, like, the middle class was the ones getting the short end of the stick, thanks to the big businesses and corporations. Not to get too liberal or anything. And the fact that the people are demonstrating they do have power to fight back. And the government knows it. That's why they stopped trading on certain brokerage apps. They're not allowing people to buy stocks because they're scared of what they can do and take away money from big businesses and empower the poor.
And niggas did fuck up the market. Also, I know some traders that are kind of mad about it because, like, if you're a trader and you're trying to, like, read charts, you're trying to, like, strategize, it did fuck it up because it's, like, it's just a dump of money into a certain stock. So that one shot up. And then the rest of the market is going to be, like sketchy from there. I really like us covering stocks. We're going to do this every week.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep
up. You want to talk more stocks?
I mean, this option keeps on growing, and then I'll be back. You feel me?
Yeah. I gotta come back with some more.
Should we be a stocks pod?
Stocks pod.
Business pod.
Ooh.
Hey.
Episode 6, we all out of money.
If you talk about money, you make money. Shit.
Hey, the really good business pod.
Hey.
Let's go. Okay,
all right, we can talk LLCs and all that shit.
You better trademark that.
Enterprises.
Well, like, I feel if I want to make money, like, in the long run, I think my way would be the ETFs. You know, I would just keep investing maybe like $100 every paycheck. ETFs are those, like, companies that are, like, all together. You know, it's like, for example, if it's like 3D printing, they could have a bunch of companies that are involved in 3D printing, and they all just have their own stock. Like, everybody can just buy shares into that stock.
That's wild.
And when you invest into those companies, I feel you'll make you make more money in the long run because you're just buying little by little, and then those are always gonna grow, depending on what kind of ETFs you be going on. But like they have a tech ETF, right?
Yeah. Sure, got a bunch
so
of
those definitely that's something that will always be growing. Like, for example, like Tesla would be something that's always growing. Apple, Amazon, all those big ones. But it's just cool when you have like a for sure thing. Because, you know, if you just go into one company and they might have one, like, something happens in the headlines, or like what you said, the writers.
Oh, analysts.
The analysts, if they're talking shit about your company, it'll hurt your company's stock. But when you're going into the ETFs, it's a whole, like, collective of companies. So it's very difficult for your stock to drop.
Yeah.
So... Oh yeah, so what you got? I know you've been in your stock game for a while.
I know, yeah.
I really want to hear your take.
Yeah, we doing all this talking, but that's why I'm literally just looking over like, is he gonna correct me? Kai Creations is a very wise man and a nerdy man too, because he's always been into stocks. And back then I was hating because he's been into stocks since like high school. and I'll be like, this nigga checking.
No, I wasn't actually.
No,
I
you
was
be
like,
pulling up your
what?
phone. Yeah, I'm looking over some stocks. So I don't know if you invested, but at the time you.
Well,
be like,
actually, I think my
I'm looking at stocks. Like senior year, he was for sure like, I'm looking at stocks.
I think my uncle or like I had saw somewhere somebody told me to look at it, and at that time I didn't know what I was looking at. I was just looking at charts. So I was looking at them, but I had no clue what I was looking at. I didn't take it seriously until like I got out of school. Like once I finished college, because I had to do it for work. So then once
that's when you have money.
Well, actually, that's wrong, because when I was actually I think senior year or junior year, I started investing in crypto.
See, I know you better than you know yourself,
Yeah.
man. See, I know him.
Well,
too
no, not high school, in college.
Oh,
So
damn it.
in college, in college, I started investing in crypto. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep Litecoin for like 2 years and see how that does. So I got it, just kind of looked at it, figured out like an investing strategy. I got, what was it, The Intelligent Investor or whatever it is by Ben Graham, popular book. Once I figured out that I wanted to go long on more stuff, like I diversified my portfolio, figured out what companies I wanted to stay in, companies that pay dividends, a good dividend payment. You can check their balance sheets and all their revenues and shit on sec.gov. If you type in their ticker, their NASDAQ ticker, you go on there, look at their 10Ks, 8Qs, 8Ks.
Speaking of whole,
look,
10Qs,
10Ks. You
I
got
don't
the
know,
Dev
bro.
14A, 10Qs. So you look all their financials and shit, scrub all through it. You know what I mean? Read their operations, see what they're gonna do with the money. Make sure their cash flows is positive, making some revenue, good assets, no debt on the balance sheet. It's always a good company. PE ratio is good. You get current ratio, look all that stuff up.
That's a whole nother language for me.
No, God, we really gonna have to make
I'm like,
this
we
shit
back
a-
in high school.
We're gonna have
PE.
to
No.
unpeel this shit.
Physical
We'll make it a
education.
segment.
But honestly, you can make a lot of money just on the candlesticks. Like, you don't even need to know all that shit. Like, if you just get like a good company and just look and see, like, find a good dividend, or like ETF, like you were saying, it's like a conglomerate of whatever industry that you want to have.
Hey, I was correct. Hey.
Oh yeah, that you want to have. So ETFs, dividend stocks, you good. And then if you want to go short on something, I don't know about the capital gains tax. I asked you about that. I don't know how that works for like short trades and stuff like that.
I don't know why you asking me anything about
Yeah.
trading. Anything I know.
You asking the
Anything I
wrong
know,
dudes
you
right
probably
now.
Already know about, but
I don't know.
I feel like the long-term game of stocks is easier to understand because it's like, look, okay, if you got bread, that's why it's easier to just invest into the safe companies. But that's why in the short game, I really want to learn that.
I will say
about
as a
option
disclaimer.
Yeah, get some options. and-
Disclaimer. It's fake though.
What?
Here this dude go.
Stock market. I'm not gonna know.
Like,
I'm
tell your
not.
theory?
No,
'Cause I was-
not on
oh,
this
okay.
one. I can, but not right now.
all
Not
right,
today.
we'll get
But
it. We'll get it going.
that shit's fake. Like, know about it, make your money off of it, but like, don't get too emotional about it.
Money doesn't exist. It's
It
just
doesn't.
numbers.
It's honestly a piece of paper, and rich people just have a bunch of it and say we control people, but we hold value to the money. But it does have value because people die for not having money, and people die for. It's weird, but it honestly doesn't.
Can I get a loan?
Yeah.
yeah, that shit pretty real, huh? It's
Like,
real now, huh?
I think the thing with
Great
money
one.
though is just like more so intention. Like, that's like if you have like the right intention, money's good. But if you have the bad intention, money's Yeah. But there's no really good and bad.
I mean, I feel like
Self-perception.
the concept of money naturally draws out the darkest part of people. You know, if
Yeah,
he's
like
on the
greed.
greed, if he's on the greed and stuff, and like people would kill innocent people for some money, no one would think twice about it. And it's crazy if you think about that in retrospect. Like, you're killing another human being for like this object, this inanimate object that we just control the flow of. We can make more if we ever wanted to and stuff like that. Like,
And that's what they do. They print it out like it's nothing. Like, so what? You died over it, but I'll print out 100,000 more just because we have to for the
imagine-
sake of whatever.
Imagine living just in your regular life barter system, and there's some wise guy that says, you know what, I'm gonna implement the money system, and this is what everything's all about, and your whole life just changes, bro. Like, humans are not supposed to live like this, but my anti-capitalist rant must stop today.
I think we took it and fucked it up. Think about it though, because like we had something like, okay, just a thing, right? And we attached. We called it mine. Once you have ownership of something or like possession of something, that's when it's like it's fucked in your mentality. Like, your psyche and your ego now are holding on to it and attached to it. So if somebody tries to take it away from you, it's like now you're trying to fight me. You know what I mean? Like, you're fighting who I am at my core and trying to take my thing, which is in itself not really real. Like let's say, oh, that's a cup. Nobody's mad about it. But once that becomes your cup, like my cup, now you have a different energy about it. So it's like the same thing with money. It's just like we have the greed, like, and the greed comes from the ego. You know what I mean? Just like the animal that's inside of everybody, because we grew up as animals. You know what I mean? Like that reptilian that is still inside everybody that says like I have to hoard or like take and hold for mine, like and keep everybody else away. You know, it's not until you like evolve to have like nurtureship and like understanding of other things to say like I'm gonna take care of something. Like snakes don't take care of their babies, like they lay them and just go away. Versus like birds that like take care of their babies and feed their babies. It's just different like pieces of the same animal.
Yeah, man. Stocks are great. Like, stocks are fucking dope, dude. But